आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भाः शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुरा मुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीं अष्टादशाध्यायीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुवन्ति वेदैः साङ्गधर्मोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थित तद्गतेन मनसः पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। Okay, so you can chat right now. So Balaji will get from. So chat from number 19. य एनं वेत्ति हन्तारम्
याहिनं वेत्ति व्याथयन्तेयम्.
So we are doing 19. So second chapter number 19. Ya enam veti hantaram.
One second. Let me turn to 19. Yeah. Ya enam veti hantaram.
Yaschainam manyate hatam.
Yaschainyam manyate hatam.
Ubhau tau na vijanitaha.
Ubhau tau na vijanito.
Nayam hanti na hanyate.
Nayam hanti na hanyate.
Na jayate mriyate va kadachit.
Is this 20? Okay.
Yeah, number 20.
Na jayate mriyate va
kadachit.
kadachit.
Nayam bhutva abhavita vana bhuya.
Nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyah.
Nayam bhutva
Nayam bhutva
abhavita vana bhuya.
abhavita vana bhuyah.
Ajo nityaha.
Ajo nityah.
Shashvatoyam puranaha.
Shashvatoyam purano nah.
Na hanyate.
न हन्यते
अन्यमाने शरीरे.
हन्यमाने शरीरे.
We'll chant the 21st, which is the one we are going to cover today also. Veda vinashinam
वेदा विनाशीनं
nityam
नित्यं
ya enam
य एनं
ajam avyayam
अजमव्ययं
katham sapurushaha
कथं स पुरुषः
partha
पार्थ
samghatayati
कं घातयति
hantikam.
हन्तिकम्.
Once again, Veda vinashinam nityam
वेदा विनाशिनं नित्यं
ya enamajamavyayam
य एनमजमव्ययम्
katham sapurusha partha
कथं स पुरुषः पार्थ
kam ghatayati hantikam.
कं घातयति हन्तिकम्.
Yeah, you can stay unmuted. So I'll unmute a couple of you. Parvati, unmuting yourself. So Dr. Ramesh, if there is no noise in your room, I've unmuted yourself. So okay. So we covered verses 19 and 20 in the last 2-3 classes. And as if some of you recall, both the shlokas, Krishna is recalling from the Upanishads. Both the shlokas appear in the Kathopanishad. There is an Upanishad called Kathopanishad. And there the Yaenam Veti, and then this Najayate Mriyate. Najayate Mriyate actually comes first, and then Yaenam Veti comes next in Kathopanishad. But here it is reversed. And a few words are changed here and there. For example, the Najayate Mriyate Va Kadachit appears differently. Najayate Mriyate Va Vipaschit. Nayam Kutaschinna Bhabuva Kaschit. And then Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Puranaha, etc. is the same thing. So like that, a few words are different. So, verse number 19, Krishna is making a statement. It's a proposal. He's saying that the one who considers this Atma to do this act of killing, or to one who considers the Atma to suffer being killed, that person doesn't know the nature of Atma. This is what he has introduced in the verse number 19. And then in number 20, he expands on that and he gives a reason for that. He says it in different words. Atma is not born, na jayate. Atma does not die, na mriyate, kadachite. And then that is because he's saying, because Atma doesn't have this idea that you have about things in life, where something exists now, doesn't exist later, and then where something never existed and suddenly it exists, comes into being. That property, that thing that you see in every object in this world, even though we have not seen these planets come into the being, physicists say that there was some explosion and there was all these things that happened, and then these like particles, like sometimes you boil some, fry some things in oil, and if there is a little bit of water there, what will happen? But it will burst, and then it goes like that. So like this, all these things burst, and then these particles, like planets, came about, and then started revolving like this, and we ended up in this solar system. Like that they say. So there is a cause for everything. The solar system did not exist forever. There was some cause for it, and I'm sure there is some kind of an age for it. Krishna is saying that is not true. With respect to Atma, you cannot say that. He is saying in that verse number 20. And he is using some words, he is introducing some words. Ajaha, Atma is unborn, Atma is Nityaha. Means Atma always is, it always was and always will be Nityaha, eternal in other words, and Shashwataha. And it may always be, but it may be changing. No. Shashwata means unchanging. Atma doesn't change at all. Because it has no attributes, it can't change. Only if there are attributes, you can say it became pale, it became dry, it became this, it became that, you can say. But Atma is Nirguna, so it is Shashvataha. And then introduce another word called Puranaha. Okay, so both video and audio are clear for me. Okay. So Puranaha. And we saw that all those, the Shad Vikara, we saw Shad Vikara, if you remember from the last class, the sixfold modifications that are there for this body, for any body. Those modifications don't exist for Atma. Atma is ever fresh. It cannot become fresher, or it cannot apakshiyate, it doesn't. It cannot decline. It cannot rot. It cannot become old. It cannot get antiquated. All these things are not possible for Atma. That Krishna has told us with this word Puranaha. Okay. And then Hanyamane Sharire, when this body goes away, the Atma continues to remain. It doesn't get killed. Like that Krishna has said. Now, verse number 21, which we just chanted. Let me repeat that now. We're going to go to verse number 21. Veda Vinashinam Nityam Ya Enamjamv Vyayam Katham Sapurusha Partha Kam Ghatayati Hantikam. Okay. So here Krishna is concluding the ideas he presented in verse 19 and 20. So 21 is a conclusion of the ideas presented in verses 19 and 20. Okay. So essentially summed up. So what was said earlier? Atma is unchanging. Atma is avikari. So nityaha, shashvataha, avikaryaha. These are all synonymous words. So I'm using a word avikaryaha. Atma is shashvataha, avikaryaha. And therefore, Atma is not a karta. We saw that last time. Atma is not a karta. Karta means what? Doer. Karta means doership is there. We all have doership. And that doership is as though doership, it really doesn't belong to Atma. Atma is unchanging. Therefore, Atma is akarta. Akarta means non-doer. Therefore, Atma is avinashi. Avinashi. Even in this shloka, many words are known to you already. Avinashinam. Look at that. Avinashi is there. Nityam is there. Yayenam. Ajam is there. Previous shloka, Ajam was there. And then Avyaya is there. Maybe there is a new word. Okay. So, in a way, he's using the same words, almost the same words. And then concluding. So, we will see what that is. So, Ajam you have seen, Atma is therefore unborn. He's just saying, he's just concluding by saying the same word, Ajam. Ya, Yenam, Ajam, Avyayam. Those are the three words in that last segment of the first line of this shloka. Yaha, Yenam. Yenam means this, Atmanam, this Atma. Ajam and Avyayam. Okay, so what is this Avyaya? We briefly mentioned what Avyaya is some classes ago. I gave the example of this Sanskrit, this particular, a word that does not decline is called Avyaya in Sanskrit. And so here also Avyaya means that which does not change. Atma is Avyaya, does not decline, in particular does not decline. Na apakshiyate. So he's using that word Avyaya. And Vyaya. Vyaya also means what? Expenditure. Vyaya. So I had a lot of cash. This thing lockdown was, what do you call that? They opened up the Coimbatore. Tomorrow they are going to open up a little bit with some constraints. They're going to open up. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to just aching to go out, and they're going to go out with some cash, obviously, or just go to the ATM first and then start spending it. So then what happens? They'll come home and say, I spent a lot of money today. Vyaya. A lot of vyaya happened to my cash. Vyaya. Okay. So vyaya means expenditure. So the body also, they say, spent, spent force. They use the word spent, right? Spent means energy was there and now it's all spent. And so that word vyaya is very relevant to the body. But Atma is avyayaha. The Atma cannot be a spent force. Atma cannot expend itself. Atma cannot get de-energized. It's not possible. Okay. So he uses the word avyayaha. So let's look at this. Look at the first sentence once again. Veda. First word is what? Veda. Veda. Veda here does not mean Vedas. Okay. The word Veda itself comes from the root vid, to know. Vid means to know. And through the Vedas I come to know. Therefore it is called the Vedas. Okay. Now, Veda. And Shankaracharya, Bhagavan Bhashyakara. So when we refer to Shankaracharya, see, I have to give you all this introduction. So you get to know more and more about our tradition. Shankara says, like that, last class I mentioned, Shankara says. Shankara, using Shankara's name in first name, it seems that is one way of talking. And when a person becomes so big, then we start using first name, very famous. And famous mathematician, Ramanujan. Ramanujan? You stand in front of Ramanujan, will you say, hello, Ramanujan? Will you say that? No. You are such awe of Ramanujan. You will say, hey, namaskar, hey, Bhagavan. That's all can come out of your mouth. Such a genius. And so here, in tradition, in an ashram, my Guruji would say, Bhagavan Bhashyakara. Bhagavan Bhashyakara. That's how my Guruji will address Acharya, Shankaracharya. And Bhashyakara means one who has written the Bhashyas is called a Bhashyakara. And then Bhagavan Bhashyakara. He is none other than Bhagavan Shiva. And so therefore Bhagavan Bhashyakara. That is one way, that is often the way we refer to Shankaracharya as. So Bhagavan Bhashyakara says, Veda means Vijanati. Those who are Sanskrit students will appreciate that. Vijanati means knows. Knows well. Janati itself means knows. Janta hai. Wo janta hai. He knows. Wah is Vishay ko janta hai. He knows this topic. Janati in Sanskrit. But Shankara says Vijanati. Look at that. Vijanati means, let me explain. Suppose you show me this object. You show me this object. And then you ask me, Jagmarji, what is this? And then I will say, it's a smartphone. Oh, smartphone. What is a smartphone? Then I will say some things about a smartphone. It is not just a phone. It is almost a computer. It is what almost. It is a computer. And then they have what is called apps. And then you can do so many things. It communicates with the external world. And internet, this, that, data, all this I can talk about. So I talk like this for 5 minutes. Okay. And then operating system, it changes every 3 months. This, that I will say. Now you ask me, okay, great. You've told me everything from a user's perspective. But what is this thing? How do they make the smartphone? Now what kind of answer I will have? I am a chemical engineer, number one. Number two, I've given up chemical engineering 5-6 years back. I quit my job. And since then I've been dabbling with so many other things. Nothing has to do with chemical engineering. And suddenly you're asking me how this phone is manufactured. And what can I say? I can at best say who manufactures it. After that, I can't say anything else. So if you ask me, do I know what this is? If you ask me, what will I say? Aham janami. I know this is smartphone. But that's all. My knowledge of the smartphone, only this much minuscule knowledge I have. Beyond that, if you ask me, I don't know anything else. Correct? Aham na vijanami. I don't know it well. I don't know it completely. I only know it. So it's called samanya jnanam. So there are two kinds of knowledges, if you want to call it. Two types. First type of knowledge is what? Like my knowledge of this cell phone is first type of knowledge. And then somebody out there, you may be an electronics engineer, you may work for Apple and all that, and you are managing an entire team of scholars, and you know a lot more about this particular smartphone. There's nothing about the smartphone that you don't know, and you even know what's going to come also. So that much you know. Therefore, tvam vijanasi aham janami. I only know. I have only samanya jnanam of this cell phone. You have vishesha jnanam. Vishesha jnanam means what? Everything specific. All the details are known. All the details are known. So that is why Shankara says Veda means vijanati. Yaha vijanati. One who knows very well. Not only one who heard. Atma, you know Atma? Yeah, Atma I know. Atma I know. Everybody has Atma I know. Same Atma is there everywhere. And that Atma I know. That is called Samanya Jnanam. So Shankara says Vijanati, one who knows well. He knows completely. One who knows about Atma and there is nothing left to be known about Atma. That is called Vijanati Veda. Okay. Yaha. That word Ya is there. Ya means the one who. I think by now you understand all that. Yaha Veda, one who knows. One who knows what? Yenam. After Ya, there is Yenam. So that Yenam is what? This. This. What is this? Doesn't say what this is. Refers to Atmanam. This Atma. One who knows this Atma. As what? He is giving all these words. Avinashinam. One who knows this Atma as Avinashi, indestructible. As Nityam. Knows Atma as Nityaha. Eternal. Not subject to time. And then Ajam. One who knows the Atma as unborn. And Avyayam. That which doesn't decline at all. There's no question of declining for Atma. The pralaya can happen, they say, pralaya and all this. Our idea of time is so vast. We even talk about pralaya. Means the entire creation is gone. As you know, it doesn't exist anymore. It is all gone to unmanifest state. Unmanifest means there is nothing manifest. What is left? Atma is there. Everything is Atma. So therefore, Avyayam. Even during pralaya, it is continues to be there. There is no pralaya for Atma. Okay. Now, Krishna is saying, he is using the word katham. Katham. In Sanskrit, the word katham means how. How? Suppose you say, I just arrived Coimbatore. So I can ask you katham. How? How did you come? Did you come by car? Did you come by flight? And what happened? Did you have special permission to travel? These details I'm asking you. Because now the season is lockdown season. So how did you travel? Katham, how did you do this? It's a great wonder that you traveled. I'm here and I can't step out of my house. You said you traveled all the way and came to Coimbatore. How? Katham. Katham. Katham ghatayati. Katham hanti. Okay. Katham hanti means what? How that person can kill. Okay, that is one question. Then katham ghatayati. Two kinds of actions. Two kinds of actions. Either I can drive a car. That's one type of action. I can be a driver. I can drive. That's an action I can do. Or I can sit in the back seat and then hire a driver. I can make somebody else drive for me. Okay. So doing is there, and making somebody else do that same job is also there. Two types of actions. Both cases, I am acting. Just because somebody else is driving doesn't mean I am not doing anything. In fact, he is driving because of me. Correct? So this is very common in all these criminal proceedings and all. They have court cases that go on. They're constantly looking for motive. What was your role? Where were you when this happened? I was here, I was there, alibi. They all look for all these things. Then there is somebody, and who really made this happen? Okay, you were the one who shot. Okay, that has been proved. So he is the killer. But then more and more details come out. What comes out? That there is actually a gang. There's a gangster. The gangster is always sitting at home. He doesn't step out at all. He makes things happen. Like this Al Capone, those days I remember, Chicago mobster. And so many movies are made about Al Capone, And like that, you've got New York, John Gotti. All these names somehow I'm getting. I don't know why I should remember all these names, but it's coming. What to do? Because I remember I watched one movie, and it is called, this Kevin Costner acted in that movie, and Al Capone and all that was there. Yeah, that was the theme. Anyway, so this guy is the Ghatayati, Karayita. He's not a Karta. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't murder anybody. But then lot of murders happen in Chicago because of this guy. Okay. So that guy is a Karayita. He makes things happen. So either you do something or you make somebody do something. Okay. So Krishna is saying Hanti means how can that person kill? So here that how Katham is not like the Katham I asked you when you said I came to Coimbatore. Correct? When you said I came to Coimbatore, I said Katham. Means how? How did you come? Did you come by flight, train? What is the train? Of course, is not there. So must be some other way. You hired a taxi, you had special permission, all that. Not that Katham. Correct? That there I am asking you, tell me all the details about how you came, how did you plan, why did you come? All these things I'm asking you. During this Corona season, why did you come? So those details I am asking when I say Katham. But here, how can that person kill? So that is not a question. That's a rhetorical question. Correct? Is that the word they use? Rhetorical. Rhetorical means what? That person cannot kill. That is the statement being made here. Katham hanti. How can that happen? Impossible. Not possible. That is the statement being made here, not a literal question. It's just contextual. I mean, it is rhetorical. Katham hanti. How can that person kill? Katham ghatayati. How can that person make somebody kill? Okay. And then two more questions. Come, last word. Look at the last word of the shloka. Come. Come is there. Come hanti. Come hanti. So Sanskrit students are getting a little exercise here. Come. So kaha kau ke. Come kau kan. So that come. Ditya vibhakti ekavachanam is there. Right there. Come hanti means whom can he kill? Whom? Previously, how can he kill? Here, whom can he kill? Because everybody is Atma. Not just me. Everybody else also is Atma. So that kam hanti, kam ghatayati. Whom can he cause to kill? Okay. This is what he's saying here. Kam katham ghatayati, katham hanti, kam ghatayati, kam hanti. Okay. Very important, right? This making somebody do such a thing. Because look at every CEO. The CEO doesn't really enter a factory, but then he is the CEO of a $50 billion company. And you ask him, what did you make today? What will you say? What can he say? Nothing. He doesn't even make tea or coffee. Everything comes to his table. And so he doesn't do anything. Without doing anything, this company is manufacturing stuff, right? So making somebody do is a big thing. And even I know a little bit about making somebody do. Why? How do I know? Because I am teaching Sanskrit. And only when you teach Sanskrit, you will know how difficult it is to make somebody do something. And I have to constantly beg and plead all these people, do your homework, submit your homework, why are you late? And what happened, 3 homeworks not submitted, constantly big headache for me. So, so this is therefore Krishna is talking about this also. So the point here is that person who doesn't apparently do anything, but seems to make things happen. There is a lot of doership. Remember, doership of the CEO is the maximum doership. Everybody else is doing to a large extent under the framework set up by the head. And so doership is there, even in a person who apparently doesn't seem to do anything. Okay. So now, so Atma, okay, now you're telling me Atma is not a doer. You've said, how can this person kill? Even for the act of killing, you've said, which essentially means Atma is akarta, not doer at all, of any action, not just the act of killing. So then how can action be performed to begin with? If Atma is akarta, then actions seem to keep happening. Okay? That question can arise, to which Bhagavan Bhashikara says, actions seem to happen, yes, but as far as Atma is concerned, there is not even a wish to do an action. There is not even a transfer of ownership. I feel like doing, and I'll make him do. Nothing like that. There is no wish, nothing. Even the thought, if you analyze, even the thought, when you analyze a thought, what will you find? You will find that it will all disappear into Chaitanya, into consciousness. You will see that later again. Thought is also Nitya. And so that while Atma seems to sustain all these thoughts, all these sankalpas, sankalpa means a desire to do something. That's called a sankalpa. All of us do. Any action is preceded by a will to do. I must get up tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the morning because I have a puja to attend or to do. That's it, sankalpa. Then once the sankalpa is done, all things are set in motion. Alarm is set and all these things are set. Well, how long I can keep awake tonight, everything is decided just by that thought. Okay. So sankalpa is there, but then Bhagavan Bhashikara says, Atma doesn't even wish. There is no such thing as a sankalpa, and all these thoughts and sankalpas end up in Chaitanyam consciousness. Like that, he makes a point here. And so, every action is an as though action. Talking is an as though talking. Appearance of talking. This is how this idea of delusion and Maya and all comes. When people ask that explain about Hinduism, then they will suddenly invoke Maya. And it's all delusion, they will say. And we don't use the word delusion, we don't use the word Maya unnecessarily. Maya and all, we have to reserve it for certain occasions. And we are trying to understand Satyam and Mithya. If it is not understood, we will create a big alphabet soup. That's all will come out of this. Okay. So carefully we have to follow this. So I'll give you an example. Who are you? Introduce yourself. So you say, I am so and so. I work in this company. I live in Mumbai, and so I've taken a break for a couple of months. Like this, you give a list. I have come here with my family, etc. Okay. Now, let's talk about who we are. So when I tell you about who I am, I will tell so many things. Where I live, who are my parents, do I have children, am I married? Okay, so which means am I a husband or a wife? I will have to say. And then am I an employer? Am I an employee of a company? Am I unemployed? All these things I have to say. So let us take each of these words I use. I will be a father. I will be a brother. I will be a sister. I'm just using me as a male as an example. So I will just stick with that. Father, son, brother. I can be an employee, employer. Okay. Like this, there are, so I'm a devotee of Shiva. I'm a student. Oh, you're a student also? Yes. What do you study? I study Sanskritam. Okay. So look at how many names I've given to myself. Okay. Now, all I'm asking you to do is this. Think about these names. Father, brother. Are you father? If I ask you, what will you say? You have to say, well, I am father only to these two people. In this entire world of 7 billion people, I am father only to these two people. To other people, you are not father. I am not father. Okay. So father also is relative. Father is relative. So I can't be father. Because if I am father, absolute father, means I must be the father of everybody, which I am not. So father is relative. And when the father goes away, then son comes. So my father was a Sanskritam Mahopadhyaya in Madras Sanskrit College. If I say, then we are talking about my father. Suddenly I play the role of a son. Then I work in Microsoft, and now I'm talking as an employee. And I've been there for 7 years. All this I say. I moved from here to there. I was in Seattle for some time. Now I'm in Hyderabad. Okay. So, employee. Father gone. Son gone. Employee. Correct? Father gone. Father will come again. Why? When will he come? He will come when the necessity arises. Father role comes. So you analyze all these words. All the roles you are playing, you just analyze one day. Spend 10 minutes analyzing it. What you will find is you are none of these things. I am not father. I am not son. I am not employee. I am not employer. I am not neighbor. I can't. Because if I am father, I have to be father all the time. I am not father all the time. And fatherness is invoked only. And because I am none of these things, I am able to take on the role, any role. Any role. Each of these words is nothing but a role. When I recognize this amazing fact, then immediately what will happen? There will be a distance between me and the role I am playing. Correct? There will be a distance. Role playing means what? I am putting on a hat. Now my role is this. Later on, the role is removed. Some other role is kept. Correct? So then, when the distance is created between me and my role, then I am more at peace. I am more unaffected by the problems of the role. So let the problems of the role belong to the role and don't take on those problems. Don't let Atma take on those problems. This is commonly advised. And so you can see here also that same idea that Atma is free from change. Atma is akarta, not a doer. So, having said that, then what is the role of all these actions? And there is a role, and Krishna will talk about that in the second chapter itself. Second chapter itself, we will talk of what is called Karma Yoga. The third chapter also is Karma Yoga. And so the role of Karma Yoga we will see as something where one does one's duties with a particular attitude, the attitude being one with the Ishwararpana Buddhi. Ishwararpana Buddhi means whatever I do, I am doing it as an offering to Ishvara. And whatever I get, I don't say I am the author of what I got. I say Prasada Buddhi. So this word Prasada is very important, which we will encounter periodically. And so therefore that karma is very useful to gain what is called Antakarana Shuddhi. Antakarana Shuddhi means what? Yes, the ability to not be affected by my likes and dislikes. All of us have likes and dislikes, correct? Nobody is free from likes and dislikes. So these are the things which, if we become victims of, then we end up suffering a lot. And so that freedom from, not from having likes and dislikes, you can't say I will be free from likes and dislikes. We will have likes and dislikes. Every object in this world, you have to say, whether you say it or not, you will have, I like it, I don't like it. This idea will be there. And so you're welcome to like things and not like things. You have to like things. My children, you want them to study. I like it when they do well. I don't like it when they goof around, okay, constantly. So this is there. But then if they goof around constantly, are you happy or not happy? How are you going to deal with it? That is the question. That's $1 million question. That is where Karma Yoga comes. Okay. So, Katham Ghatayati, Katham Hanti. How does he kill? How does he cause to kill? Kam Hanti, Kam Ghatayati. Whom can he kill? Whom can he cause to kill? That is how Krishna concludes here. And here, because these slokas are very important, it reveals some important facts about Atma. Bhagavan Bhashyakara dwells a little bit. He dwells a little bit. He introduces a word to this person, Yaha Veda, the one who knows. He is calling that person a name he is giving. He's giving the name Sarva Karma Sanyasi. Sarva Karma Sanyasi. Okay. Let's look into that. So we have a few minutes left, so we have some time to look into that. Sanyasi. What is Sanyasi? What is Nyasa? Nyasa. Nyasa means, it has 2-3 meanings. Purification is called Nyasa. And then giving up something is also called Nyasa. Nyasa. So purification, Atakaran Nyasaha. So in Vishnu Sahasranamam and other slokas, when you chant from the beginning, you will say, now Karanyasa, now I am going to purify my hands and legs. So it's when you do puja, you have to follow these steps. And you have to purify your asana. You have to purify yourself. So it is Deho Devalaya Proktaha. Jivo Deva Sanatanaha Tyajed Ajnana Nirmalyam Soham Bhavena Pujayet. So these are all preparatory steps for puja. And one of those steps is called Nyasa. Nyasa means every part of of course I have taken a shower and all that. Physically I am clean, no doubt. But then even here in my mind, I want to bring a calm attitude. And this attitude of devotion I want to bring. So all this is called Nyasa, purification, they say. But then here it is not purification, here it is giving up. Nyasa means giving up something. Sanyasa, Samyak Nyasa, given up well, given up properly. Given up what? Karma Sanyasaha. Karma Sanyasa. Now, this Karma Sanyasa, what that is when it is going from grahasthashrama to vanaprastha-ashrama to sannyasa-ashrama. How does one go to sannyasa-ashrama? How did one go from brahmachari to grahastha? Well, they didn't put a board and say, okay, please enter this and this is called grahastha and all that. Nobody did all that. Yeah, he got married and so we became grahastha. That became our transition to grahastha-ashrama. Then what happened after that? Then vanaprastha-ashrama. Vanaprastha-ashrama, there is really no, what do you call it, milestone. There's no milestone which you call, on this day, you can say on this day I got married, but on this day I entered vanaprastha-ashrama. Nobody can say that. Because it is a transition towards a different pursuit, a pursuit of Atma, pursuit of Ishvara, and slowly cutting down all the social activities. That is called vanaprastha. So one can attempt to be in that ashrama. Okay, then sannyasa. The sannyasa, there is a milestone. The very clear milestone is there. In our tradition, not all traditions have it. Our tradition, we have a fantastic samskara. So there, the person is given sannyasa by his or her guru. And then at that point, what happens? That Vaidika, this Vedic person, of course, externally, the person is now wearing a different dress, vastra, kashaya vastra is worn. But then what happens is, all the duties that are enjoined to this person, Vedic life means life of duties. That's all. There is only duty, there are no rights. I think some time ago I said that. And everybody does their duty, and others' duty becomes my right. My duty becomes the right of the society. This is how the society was designed. And so I do my duties, and I have various things to do, including, Nitya Puja, Naimitya Puja, service to society, and service to the country, and service to people who need help, and all the, if the father is not there, etc., parents are not there, Shraddha, Pitru Karyam, everything we have to do. So Veda Adhyayanam, all these are duties. All these, I said, are duties of a Vaidika. The minute sannyasa is taken, the same Vedas, which so far said you must do all these duties every day, takes away all those duties. Okay, now you are entered a stage where you no longer have any duties. You don't have to do puja, you don't have to do japa, you don't have to do any rituals. All the karma, Vedic karma, taken away. And this particular sacred thread and all that some of us have, that also taken away. Nothing, everything taken away. So this is called nyasa. So I'm coming back to nyasa. Given up. What do you give up? All the duties are given up. And therefore that person is called a sannyasi or a sannyasini, feminine gender. Okay. Now, so that sannyasi is called a karma sannyasi because by default, the karma, the rituals and the duties, karma here means duties, that this person was doing has been given up, has been taken away by the Vedas, been given up. This person literally has no duties. The person can choose to do whatever he or she wants, but the person has no obligations. Even to family, there are no obligations. That is why giving sannyasa to somebody, the guru will think carefully. Are people dependent on you? Do you have young children? Well, if you have young children, then there is no question of sannyasa for you because they are dependent on you. So, who are your dependents? This question will be asked. And only then all these things come. So that is called karma sannyasa. Now, Shankaracharya is using the word sarva karma sannyasa for this vidwan, for this person. Yaha Veda, Yaha Avinashinam Veda, that person is using the word sarva karma sannyasa. whose meaning we will see in the next class. What is Sarva Karma Sanyasa? How is that different from Karma Sanyasa? So Karma Sanyasa means what? Basically it is Sanyasa. That Sanyasa can be called Karma Sanyasa because duties are taken away. It's a Vedic. This applies only to a Vedic culture. Only in a Vedic culture this can be meaningful. Sanyasa and so forth. And so that is Karma Sanyasa. And then we will see what Shankaracharya says about Sarva Karma Sanyasa. Okay. So in summary, we started studying the 21st shloka. Veda vinashinam nityam ya enamajam avyayam katham sapurushah partha kam ghatayati hantikam. It's a shloka where Krishna is concluding the ideas he presented in the 19th and the 20th shlokas. And we have a couple of thoughts, 2-3 thoughts to cover in the shloka, so which we should be able to complete in the next class. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om